So let us see question number 44 first. Okay. One student is having doubt in question 42 as well. So let us see question 42 first. Okay. So in question number 42, they are asking, they have given us one term, that question, find the range of f of x is equal to x square minus x minus. Right, we have to find its range. Its range means we have to find its output, right? Set of output, that in which state or which interval I will get all the outputs. Okay. Now to find output of this type of functions, right? Just follow one thing, convert them in whole square term. Okay. Because if you will convert them in whole square term, then it will be easier for you to analyze it. Now see here. So here, if I observe my first term carefully, it is perfect square, isn't it? But I observe my last term. Is my last term a perfect square? No. Right. So whenever you will be having this type of three terms in which you are having first term a perfect square, and to make the whole expression or to make whole this polynomial or trinomial a perfect square, you need to find last term. Now how we are going to find this last term? So there is one formula, as I have told you already. Yes, completing square. So as I have told you already, each question will teach us new formula. So here our formula will be last term is equal to middle term whole square by 4 into first term. So this is our formula that you have to write in formula book for 5 times. And at the end of the day, like yesterday, we will discuss about your homework and mail will be sent to you to your parents' mail ID. So last term will be middle term whole square divided by 4 into first term. So here, this is my first term, x square, minus x is my middle term. So my last term should be middle term square by 4 times first term, that is 4 times first term. Middle term is minus x whole square divided by 4 times first term is x square. So this is x square by 4 times x square. X square will get cancelled out. So therefore my last term will be 1 by 4. So जब भी आपको लास्ट टर्म मिल जाए, now we will adjust your function as f of x is equal to x square minus x. Just add this last term plus 1 by 4, subtract this last term, and this is already over here, that is minus 3. Okay. So if you will observe these three terms, right, you can write this as square root of first term, sine of middle term, square root of last term, whole square. Now write a minus b whole square. So a square minus 2ab, 2.5 will get cancelled out. So it will be minus x plus b square. Is it clear? So we'll take square root of first term, sign from middle term and square root of last term. So this will be minus 1 minus 4 3s are 12 whole divided by 4 is equal to x minus 1 by 2 whole square minus 13 by 4. My voice is breaking. Wait, let me try another approach. Okay. So is it clear now? Right. Now we know that square of any term, it is always greater than or equal to 0, isn't it? Our f of x is this now. Now we know that square of any term, that is here x minus half whole square, it is always positive or equal to 0. When x will be our half, it will be equal to 0. Otherwise, it is always greater than 0. So I can say it is always greater than or equal to 0, isn't it? Now I have to add minus 13 by 4 on both the sides to find the range of f of x. Right. So let us add minus 13 by 4 on both the sides. So x minus half whole square minus 13 by 4 is greater than or equal to 0 minus 13 by 4. Now x minus half whole square minus 13 by 4 is nothing but your f of x. So your f of x is always greater than or equal to minus 13 by 4. So here my range of f will be minus 13 by 4 to infinity, where minus 13 by 4 is also included. So this will be my final answer. So is it clear to you? I am repeating this question once again. Yes. You can also find maxima or minima by differentiation. Right. So from differentiation you get its minimum value. Okay. So always follow this method whenever you are be having this type of 3 terms in polynomial and first term is perfect square. So if your first term is perfect square, you can complete it in whole square form by finding last term and adjusting it. So our here last term will be middle term whole square by 4 into first term. After simplifying, we will get last term equal to 1 by 4. So our function will be x square minus x plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 and minus 3. So here it will be x minus half whole square minus 1 minus 12 by 4, that is minus 13 by 4. So your range of f will be from now for to find range of f, we'll simplify over here. We know that any whole square is always greater than or equal to 0. So I have to find value of it minus 13 by 4. So I'll add minus 13 by 4 to both the sides, and my function will be greater than or equal to minus 13 by 4. So is it clear? Just give me some response. If it is so, then we can move to next question. If it is not, then let me know your doubts so that I can clarify them. Okay. So after question 42, you are having doubt in question number 44. सर सेकंड स्टेप. ओके करिश्मा, विच स्टेप? सेकंड स्टेप मतलब यहाँ पे यहाँ पे यहाँ पे, विच सेकंड स्टेप?
Sir, f of x is equals to x minus half to the power whole square minus 1 minus 12 by 4.
So आप यहाँ से मैंने ये कैसा लिखा, आपको उसमें डाउट है? Okay, now see here. So here, first of all, we know that अगर मैं इसको सिंप्लीफाई करूंगा, that is x minus half whole square, right? So it is a minus b whole square. Its simplification will be a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now here my a square is x square minus 2 times my first term is x, my last term is half plus half square. Now half square is 4. This 2 will get cancelled out, minus x and x square. So moral of the story is, if I expand this, I will get this. Now to get this from here, I will take square root of first term, that is x. I will take sine from middle term, and I will take square root from third term. Then I will write it as whole square. So is it clear now? Let us move to question number 44. So in question number 44, find the range of the function f of x is equal to 6 to the power x plus 3 to the power x plus 6 to the power minus x plus 3 to the power minus x plus 2. It is also interesting question, right? Now इसको ऑब्जर्व करो, ये क्या हो सकता है? 6 to the power x भी है, 6 to the power minus x भी है, 3 to the power x है and 3 to the power minus x है. क्या उसको मैं कुछ लिख सकता हूँ? समझना. So here my function is 6 to the power x और 6 to the power minus x को साथ में रख रहा हूँ, plus 3 to the power x plus 3 to the power minus x यहाँ पे रख रहा हूँ, and now we are having plus 2 over here. Okay, so 6 to the power x plus 6 to the power minus x समझ रहे हैं यहाँ पे? 6 to the power x, it is square root of 6 to the power x whole square. This is square root of 6 to the power minus x whole square. नहीं, Anurag, we cannot do like this. 6 to the power x plus 3 to the power x is not equal to 6 plus 3 to the power x. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Okay, now plus in the same way for 3, it will be root 3 to the power root means root of 3 to the power x whole square plus root of 3 to the power minus x whole square plus 2. Now here, this is my a square, this is my b square. If I want to find here my middle term, right, then here my middle term can be, formula of middle term is plus or minus 2 square root first term into square root last term. So it is plus or minus 2. Actually, this is my first term, 6 to the power x, and 6 to the power minus x is my last term. So my middle term will be plus or minus 2 square root. First term is 6 to the power x and last term is 6 to the power minus x. Now 6 to the power x and 6 to the power minus x, it will become 6 to the power 0 and 6 to the power 0 is 1. So my middle term can be plus or minus 2. So here, अगर आप ये नहीं भी कर रहे हो, right, then also you can do this. So middle term will be plus or minus 2 for this as well and for this as well. So now it depends on you, either you are putting it here minus 2 or plus 2. If you are putting it plus 2 over here in between, you will put minus 2 this side. And if you will put minus 2 over here, you will put plus 2 this side. So let us put plus in between. 6 to the power x plus 2 plus 6 to the power minus x plus 3 to the power x plus 2 plus 3 to the power minus x. This plus 2 is already here. For this plus 2 and plus 2, I am putting minus 2 and minus 2 over here. So this will become my square root 6 to the power x plus square root 6 to the power minus x whole square plus square root 3 to the power x plus square root 3 to the power minus x whole square. This will get cancelled out and this is minus 2. So again, this is greater than or equal to 0. This is greater than or equal to 0. So this whole term should be greater than or equal to minus 2. Right. So your range should be from minus 2 to infinity in question number 44. But if you will observe your options, it is not given in option minus 2 to infinity. So here we are having another option as well. From middle term, we can put minus over here. And to balance this minus, I will put both plus 2 over here. And if I put both plus 2 over here, instead of minus 2, it will become plus 6. This will become minus, and this will become minus. So this function's value will be greater than or equal to 6. I'm repeating this question once again. So we can convert this question in two different forms, right? So I'm repeating this method once again. Then Abhiram is telling about another method. We'll discuss that also. Okay. So here f of x is 6 to the power x plus 3 to the power x plus 6 to the power minus x plus 3 to the power minus x plus 2. So here, if I make pairs of 6 to the power x and 6 to the power minus x, as well as 3 to the power x and 3 to the power minus x, and 2 will be on another side. So I can make one pair here. I can make another pair here. Now जैसा मैंने आपको फर्स्ट लास्ट टर्म की फॉर्मूला दिखाई, वैसे ही मिडल टर्म की फॉर्मूला है. This also you have to write in formula book for 5 times. Right. Or if you simplify over here, from here only you will get formula of last term, that is middle term whole square by 4 into first term. So my middle term can be plus or minus 2 times square root of first term into last term. Here my first term is 6 to the power x and my last term is 6 to the power minus x. So 6 to the power x and 6 to the power minus x, it will be 6 to the power 0, that is 1. So we'll get over here plus or minus 2. So now I am having two options over here. I can put either minus in between, I can put either plus in between. So suppose if I am putting minus over here, plus will go to this side, and if I am putting minus over here, plus will go to that side. So if we'll simplify this, again same method, square root of first term, sine of middle term, and square root of last term whole square. Then again square root of first term, sine of middle term, square root of last term whole square plus 6. Now we know that this terminology will be always greater than or equal to 0. This terminology will also be greater than or equal to 0. And if we'll add all of them, so your f of x is this terminology plus this terminology plus 6. This is greater than 0, this is greater than 0. So obviously this term will be greater than or equal to 6. So my f of x is greater than or equal to 6. So my range will be from 6 to infinity. Is it clear? Just let me know. Okay. Now, Abhiram, you can unmute yourself and you can tell about your method that you told till now this f of x is f of minus x over here. After that,
Hello, sir.
yes, Abhiram. Hello,
We will
Abhiram.
get if we put the negative value. Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Wait, Abhiram, I cannot hear you clearly. Can you repeat?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Abhiram. Now I can hear you.
Yes, sir. If we put any value of x, then we will get the if we put any value of x, then we will get the negative. We'll get the same value, the negative value of that number.
Yes, agree. Yes. So we'll
Except
get same
0.
value for minus x except 0. Yes. Right.
Except 0. So
Yes.
when we put 0, f of 0 is equal to 6. We put the value of 0 in this
So we'll
equation.
get 6.
X in this equation as 0. We'll get 6. So
Yes.
this we can find the range as 6 to infinity.
6 to infinity. Yes. Great observation. Okay. Because for all the other values, right, if you will put any value after 0, it is 1.1. So 1 will be practical value. You will definitely get its value greater than 6. Same with negative values. So its minimum value will be 6. Even also, जो हम last वाला option कर रहे थे, that is, if you are putting plus in between and minus over here, so for x is equal to 0, it will become 1 plus 1, 2 square, that is 4, plus 4, 8, 8 minus 2, it is equal to 6. Right. So better in this type of question, put minus always in between, so that you can get its minimum value as 0 and maximum value over here. Okay. So this was all about question number 44. It is very good question, right? It contains lot of good steps, good concepts. Ronak is telling to repeat last step. Okay, Ronak. So after converting in perfect square, right? If I'm putting middle term or last term, I'm just converting them in perfect square. So after converting them in perfect square, I can write as square root of first term, sine of middle term, then square root of last term, whole square. Square root of first term, sine of middle term, square root of last term, whole square. In the same way here, square root of first term, sine of middle term, square root of last term, whole square. And after simplification, you will get this greater than or that's it. So is it clear, Ronak? Shall we move to next question? Okay. So after that, we are having question number 45. in question number 45, find the domain and range. They are asking both domain and range, and in the answer, they have given only one. So I think there might be some mistake in the question. So f of x should be under root x square minus 4x plus 6. For this, I have to find its domain as well as its range. Sure. Yes, Abhiram. F of minus x is equal to f of x. That means it is even function. Okay. Let us see this first. So, for finding its domain, your x square minus 4x plus 6 should be greater than equal to 0 always, isn't it? Because if it is greater than or equal to 0, then and then only you can find its square root, right? But here, if you will observe, this is again binomial, or which contains three terms, trinomial, x square minus 4x plus 6. So for this, I have told you that if first term is perfect square, then we are going to find last term. And with the help of last term, we will make it to convert, we'll try to convert it in whole square terminology, completing the square. So here my last term will be middle term whole square by 4 into first term. Now middle term is minus 4x. Its square will be 16x square divided by 4 times x square. So it will be 4. So my last term is equal to 4. But from 4 it is given as 6 instead of 4. So I can write this as x square minus 4x plus 4 plus 2. I'm just writing this 6 as 4 plus 2. So this 3 I can write as square root of first term, sine of middle term. Sine of middle term is minus square root of last term, that is 2 whole square plus 2. Now it is clear to me that x minus 2 whole square is always greater than or equal to 0. So if x minus 2 whole square is always greater than or equal to 0, and I'm adding plus 2 in it, so x minus 2 whole square plus 2 is greater than or equal to 2. Right? So that means here जिसका मुझे स्क्वायर रूट लेना है वो x की सारी वैल्यू के लिए ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव होगा, इवन ग्रेटर देन 2 होगा. So if वो x की सारी वैल्यू के लिए ऑलरेडी ग्रेटर देन 2 होगा, तो इस डोमेन कैन बी एनीथिंग. In its domain, you can take any value of x. So here domain of f is R. Right, and certainly they have not asked about domain. So let us try to find its range. Okay. So how we are going to find its range? Tell me. So we have to find its minimum value first. See. So now my f of x will become square root of x minus 2 whole square plus 2. Now we know that x minus 2 whole square plus 2's minimum value is 2. And now I have to take its square root. So minimum value of its square root will be square root of 2. Isn't it? Because minimum value of this expression is 2. So minimum value of square root of this expression will be square root of 2. So from here I can say that my range of f will be from square root 2 to infinite. Is it clear? Right. Yes. You can find it by minima or maxima method as well. Okay. So is it clear? Just let me know question number 45. Right. I think there is no need for repetition because we have already done this method so many times. Just I have found last term, I put value of last term, I have converted into whole square term, then I found its value that it should be always greater than or equal to 2. And if it is greater than or equal to 2, its square root should be greater than or equal to square root 2. So shall we proceed? After question 45, you are having doubt in question 46. And yesterday, जब आप सब डाउट बता रहे थे तो I remember कि 50 वाली रेंज में बहुत सारे डाउट्स थे, बट आज किसी ने लिखा ही नहीं है. 50 वाली रेंज में सिर्फ एक ही क्वेश्चन आया है, 58. What about others? सारे क्लियर हो गए? Now let us see question number 47. Or no, after 45 you are having doubt in 46. So question 46 first. So in question 46, they are asking find the range of x square minus x plus 1 divide by x square plus x plus 1. Now raise your hand. Who will tell me how we are going to find its range? X square minus x plus 1 divided by x square plus x plus 1. Right. I have told you जब भी हम ये रेंज वाले क्वेश्चन देख रहे थे कि जब भी आपको फ्रैक्शन वाले टर्म आए तब आपको उसको क्या लेना है, फिर वहां से कैसे आगे प्रोसीड करना है. Isn't it? Amish is telling rationalization. नहीं, rationalization तो मैंने नहीं सिखाया था. मैंने आपको पूरा टेबल दिया था ना कि ऐसे फंक्शन है तो डोमेन फाइंड करने के लिए ये करेंगे, रेंज फाइंड करने के लिए ये करेंगे, और अगर फ्रैक्शन होगा तो क्या करेंगे. व्हाट वी विल डू इफ इट इज फ्रैक्शन? हु विल टेल मी? सामिया बोलो. Okay. So Abhiram, Jaysharan and Ronak have answered. We'll take f of x is equal to y. Right? ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. You require response from each and everyone. So we'll take f of x is equal to y. Isn't it? So, and then we are going to, or we try to convert x in terms of y. Right? Let me revise you this concept. If f of x is of the form p of x by q of x, and we have to find its domain, then we will take x, or we'll subtract x for which q of x is equal to 0, or we'll take x for which q of x is not equal to 0. And to find its range, we will take as y, and then so we'll take y equal to f of x, and we will convert x in terms of y, and here this will become g something. So here your range of f is nothing but domain of y, right? Range of f, that is y of output of y, and output of y will be input of x. So it will be domain of y, domain of g over here. So range of f is domain of g. ऐसा करके मैंने आपको समझाया था. And then from here we are going to find its domain. So see over here. So if I take f of x is equal to y, then here y is equal to x square minus x plus 1 divided by x square plus x plus 1. So therefore, y into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to x square minus x plus 1. So therefore, y into x square plus y into x plus y is equal to x square minus x plus 1. I have to make x as subject, right? But अभी तक के जो हमारे पास क्वेश्चन थे उसमें x की एक ही पावर होती थी एंड कांस्टेंट कम होती थी. But here if you will observe, here we are having x square, x and constant term. Okay, so here first let us make group of all x terms